Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Play City Skylines Unmodded series. This is the River Run map, and we're playing in Nezodam City. Let's go over what we did last time. We actually bought a second tile, and then we optimized our cozy park, and then we also increased the real estate of the top tile. We added more roads and zone some more stuff. What we're going to do today is actually work on the interchange, or whatever I decide to link the highway to the bottom tile. So we'll see how that goes. Gotta be interesting. Also keep in mind, I did figure out that we can't do the railway system unless we got 11,000 people. So that's going to be another challenge. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. Notice the bus lines are a little wonky here, so I spent some time adjusting it. There's always a way in and a way back. So I made these more isolated to the areas. And I made the avenues much more just to have the trolleys instead of including bus lines. So I wanted to delineate the two different areas to optimize public transportation. Spacing for these is, I believe, 120. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. But at least 4 or 5 tiles from the edge of the map to maximize the space. Here I am plotting out the area that I want to have. I think I later scrubbed it because I saw the terrain. It looked like there used to be a river or a glacier that passed by here, and I dug out part of the land, so I was gonna hug the land as part of the interchange. Here we go. It's the beginning of the highway interchange. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do an avenue here or but I wanted to continue the highway, so I started out with 2 lanes. I decided on this bottom half of the map's going to be more organic than a block area, so a lot of the shapes are going to be wonky, while at the same time I want to maximize the available zoning space, so you can see me doing that. This is the markings. I'm doing the guidelines for my interchange. So I'm seeing where I want the roads to, the on-ramps and off-ramps to go. I wanted at least same spacing as the residential, so 120. We'll see. I figured out a new name for this. I want to call it the praying mantis interchange, because that's what it looks like right now. You know, if you've ever watched Aquaman, the mantis guy is the antagonist. It looks a lot like this praying mantis. So I don't know what I was designing here, but I think praying mantis sounds good. I wanted to make sure the spacing was correct, so every few segments I would see how far 3 squares are. That's how I did my top highway. I believe it's 120 or 140, the cost of that stretch of road. This is the Curly Q off-ramp. I'm making names as I go. I was trying to make something that was unconventional, but at the same time that you would probably see in some city. This particular off-ramp I've kind of seen in real life, but in reality, I don't think it would be this tight, because you'd probably have to approach this really slowly. But I believe the speed limit of this road is like 60. So good luck. This is an interesting on-ramp. So the left, this particular interchange is left side dominant. Most of the pathways are coming from the left, so I wanted to keep it like that. The right-hand side has access to the right side, but in a way that it's hooked to the left part of the map. So I want to see how this goes. Once we unlock 8,000 sims, we have the high density. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully this can alleviate some traffic problems, but I'm not sure. This is why it's important to have guidelines. Shows you where you need to go and how to approach your next path. So I try to use the available tools that I have. This is a vanilla only, no mods game, so it definitely taught me a lot about geometry and how things work. I believe the thing with having these rules or limitations is that it really opens up your creativity when you're faced with something you can't do as opposed to what you can do in a different way. Here I am examining the need for the on-ramp or off-ramp on the right-hand side, and seeing what needs to have two paths as opposed to one path. Anything that has more than one direction needs two paths at the least. So that's what that's about. Here I decided to do what I usually do in new cities or new tiles, is make the off-ramp, instead of an extension of the highway, to have it go into an avenue, 4-lane or a 6-lane road. Have those follow road hierarchy so that these have very minimal intersections. The 6-lane roads will often go into 4-lane roads. 4-lane roads goes into the collector roads, which is 2-laners. I'll explain it a little bit later, but it kind of looks a little neater that way. Didn't we redo this park because we didn't want fires to start? The campfires actually set themselves on fire, and now let's burn robots. So that's what that's about. So here's more of those organic shapes I was talking about, the bottom half of the map. I'm trying to follow the road, and this was interesting. Later on you'll see I put a roundabout at the end. It's something I've seen. I used to live in an area that had a cul-de-sac in California, and it kind of looked like this, but not really. Kind of incorporate things that happen in real life with this game. So there's a sense of realism when you build something, when you try to mimic something that you've encountered before. So instead of making my own water system for the bottom half of the map, I'm connecting it with the very first tile that I made. I have a feeling the very first tile that I made with the three of those what do you call them? I even forgot what I did. I always make them interchanges. With the 3 interchanges, it's going to be the center hub for the whole city. So electricity and water is all going to be piped literally from this area. Remember I said it was left hand dominant, this interchange. So I made a way for them to go to the right side from the left side. It's kind of like a turnabout. I think the slowdown there will eventually cause some traffic to back up. So if that goes awry, I'm gonna mimic the left-hand side or the right-hand side, and at least it'll look like a praying mantis again. Right now it looks like a Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. You blink, or a dragon that's yelling. I'm not sure, but if you guys want to help me name this interchange, go ahead in the comments below. So I have taken a liking to roundabouts. I've figured out their purpose, even though I'm not really a fan of making them, but I see how they're useful, and they kind of make the city look a little bit more complex. I've been around roundabouts. It's just that they, I don't know. I wanted to make things look like an olden style kind of thing, where there aren't any roundabouts. But that kind of challenge for the city would be pretty tough. I can see there's a place, time and place for them. I'm looking at the little imperfections in the road to see if I can fix it up. So I see a little divot here, and I'm trying to fix that. So one of the only ways to delete this is to make this look straight is to delete it and redo it. So I believe that's what I did. Yeah, so this is where I fix it and delete the road and try to do it over. There are, if a space is occupied, if it has too many segments, it's gonna error out and won't let you build a road over there. So to alleviate that, I had to make a guide and then hook it back up. Oh, we got a police chase going on. Let's see where this guy's going. Hopefully it's somewhere exciting. I don't think we're actually going anywhere. Looks like our park is doing alright. We need some more entertainment, so we gotta figure that out. Anyway, that's all the time that we have. Thank you guys for joining me. You've been watching City Skylines Unmodded Let's Play series. This is the Nezodam map. I called it the Nezodam map. But anyway, I'll get it right eventually. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I update you in the next coming videos. Anyway, you know what to do. Like, follow, comment, or subscribe. Ding that bell. I'll see you in 3 days. This is Nezodam signing out. We'll we'll work on next week is actually zoning this particular area. It should be exciting. This is a very strange interchange, but hopefully it'll work. Take care, guys.